We welcome to the show, obviously, first ballot future Hall of Famer, three-time NBA champion, and now a star on TNT trying to take my job, the one and only Dwyane Wade. What's going on, man? How are you, sir?
Man, listen, I am great. And you know what makes me feel good right now? It makes me feel good that you look as good as you do right now, man. You look spectacular over there. That's what makes me feel good.
I come a long way. I've come a long way from the Hammer Time suits. I know. Let me ask you this question, D. When you look at the Miami Heat, just 48 minutes away from advancing to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2014 when you and LeBron took them there, how you feeling about this right now, this team?
Man, I'm feeling, well, first of all season, and as you watch this team grow, and unfortunately we had a stoppage, but all season you've seen this team, and you knew in the back of your mind they're going to be a tough out for anyone in the playoffs. And once the NBA season resumed and they went into the bubble, it was like, oh, this changes things because it's not about who has home court advantage. You know, this is about who's going to be a dog. And the Miami Heat have dogs on their roster. So, you know, we felt very confident coming into the bubble. And, of course, right now, being up 3-1, we feel confident, but they also understand and know that the job's not finished.
D-Wade, when you look at Jimmy Butler, we see a guy that came from Marquette. We see a guy that played in Chicago. We see a guy that played in Minnesota. So much of a big deal has been made about you recruiting him to come to Miami. And I'm wondering where the word recruit came in, because did it really take that much to get him to want to depart from Philadelphia and Minnesota and Chicago before that to come to South Beach? What am I missing?
Well, listen, if it was you, it wouldn't have took nothing. It wouldn't have took nothing at all.
Absolutely.
I think with Jimmy, I think the great thing about Jimmy, even from, you know, when we got to Chicago, matter of fact, before I even got to Chicago, and I called Jimmy on the phone when D Rose was leaving Chicago and it was about to be Jimmy's team. And I called him, you know, when I was thinking about going to Chicago and asked Jimmy, is this something that, you know, he wanted to do? Because I knew my name coming in was a bigger name in basketball, even though Jimmy was the better player. And from that conversation on, man, Jimmy he's been all about, I don't care about anything but winning. And Jimmy way of trying to get there is not everybody's way. Jimmy came from nothing. You know, everything he has is self-made, is built. And that's all he knows. So if no one is doing what Jimmy's doing, no one's putting the work in that Jimmy's putting in, no one's playing as hard, Jimmy gonna get on your butt. And Jimmy had that reputation, you know, in Chicago and Minnesota and possibly Philly. But I always knew if there was one place that Jimmy could beat Jimmy and no one is going to care, it could be the Miami Heat, because Pat Riley has a little Jimmy crazy.
I want to transfer to Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson. And the reason why I bring them both up, even though Duncan Robinson only scored 3 points in Game 4 and Tyler Herro had 37, is because Duncan Robinson is a specialist. And when I think about them two together, even before this season began, I fantasized, of course not now, but somewhere down the line, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, these two dudes together got something similar going on there. They could end up being that special for the Miami Heat in the future. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, the only thing they don't have is the swag that Klay and Steph have. You know, Tyler got so much swag, but Duncan ain't get the swag palette, you know, Gene yet. But what I love about just being able to watch young guys, I mean, I was there when Duncan first came in, and I remember being in practice in Spo, you know, cursing Duncan out, making Duncan run, whatever is possible when he wouldn't shoot the basketball. And Spo's whole thing was to him is, listen, you're an amazing shooter. Every time the ball touches your hand, I want you looking to shoot the ball. And so Spo freed his mind up and really put him in a situation to win. And his work ethics and the person that Duncan is, it leads to the success that he's having. But when you have the future of a Tyler Herro, a Duncan, a Bam as your core guys, and then you have the veteran pieces like a Jay Crowder, Iguodala, Jimmy, UD, so many that Goran, let me not forget Goran, so many mixtures out there that he have that makes this a perfect storm and a perfect team at this time in the NBA.
Nobody's more qualified to speak to the competitiveness of both LeBron James and Pat Riley. Both of them are up 3-1 in their respective series. We're talking about a finals encounter, and I mean, I ain't trying to start controversy here. I'm talking about friendly, but hey, you know what it is. You know how badly Pat Riley want to win, and you know that LeBron ain't trying to lose to Pat Riley. Have you thought about that at all, about that possible encounter?
Oh, the only reason I don't think about it in that way, because Pat ain't playing. It don't matter. Like, I understand, like, at the end of the day, this for both guys have some personal, if it happens. Obviously, we understand that Denver, let's not forget about what Denver has done coming back from 3-1. Boston is very capable of coming back from 3-1. So let's just say if this matchup with the Lakers and Heat happened, we know what the personal feelings for both guys when it comes to both organizations, and the success they had at both places. And how amazing would it be for these two franchises to meet up at this time when Rouse have him a young team that he's building up, and LeBron is in his 17th year, still the best player in the game overall, in this game. So this is the perfect time, and I think both of those guys, of course, they want to beat each other. Why wouldn't they? But it's going to be a great experience for our team, as we face LeBron James. He's been in the finals, 8 out of 9 years? He can arguably MVP every year. He's going to go down as one of the greatest to ever play this game of basketball. And in this generation, he's going to be the greatest player, in this generation right here. So, man, this is signing up to be get your popcorn ready. I'm loving it.
I don't have to ask you who you think is going to win tonight, because I can see with the Heat gold hairdo and the gold cap covering it where you going. I appreciate you as always, my man. Keep doing the great work on TNT. I see you growing in this business, my brother. I'm watching. Thanks a lot.
Man, I appreciate you. You know that always, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.